Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into it. We're taking a deep look at some incredibly intense stuff, high stakes relationships, deep grief, and the really challenging world of addiction and recovery.
Yeah, it's heavy material.
Yeah.
And our analysis today, it's drawn from these very personal, very raw memoir excerpts. This isn't just, a simple love story.
No, not at all. It's more about how love itself can sometimes, well, twist into something else entirely. Something controlling, addictive, even destructive.
Exactly. And the source material focuses on the author, Liz, and this really extraordinary but also incredibly tumultuous relationship she had with her partner, Raya.
Right.
It covers everything from the moment they met right through terminal illness and eventually Raya's death.
Wow.
So our mission really is to use these experiences to unpack the sort of hidden dynamics of codependency and denial, how these patterns can just hide right there in plain sight.
And then trace Liz's path, right? That incredibly difficult journey she took towards finding some kind of stability, self-reliance even. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. The first encounter, it sounds, well, magnetic, like you said. It's in a walk-up apartment, Avenue C. Liz feels kind of awkward about her hair.
Her dirk fluff, as Raya called it.
Right, the duck fluff. And Raya just takes charge immediately. She's already a few years clean at this point.
From hard drugs, yeah.
And she just laughs, this amazing gravelly laugh, and says, "Don't worry, babe, I know exactly what to do with your little duck fluff."
And you can see right away the effect Raya had. Liz apparently just relaxed instantly under her hands. She trusted that unwavering confidence Raya projected.
Where did that come from, that confidence?
Well, a lot of it stems from her history. Liz notes this sort of relaxed pride Raya had in being a battered survivor. Like she'd been through hell and owned it.
Ah, okay. That perceived strength can be incredibly attractive, can't it? Liz describes seeing this big circle of golden light around Raya.
Yeah, but it wasn't just that. It was also her, casual fierceness. Her ability to just declare, "This is my life, man. Get your own life."
Which must have been incredibly appealing to someone like Liz, who, felt that she was always trying to manage everyone else's life. That kind of radical self-ownership, it's a powerful lure.
Absolutely. And that intensity, that kind of defined their whole relationship. It even shows up in this metaphor Raya had for connections.
Oh, yeah, the Manhattan street map thing. I thought that was fascinating.
Right. She used the geography of downtown Manhattan to sort of measure intimacy.
So you've got your Fifth Avenue friends, the polite, kind of surface level ones.
Exactly. Then, as you move east, closer to the river, the intimacy supposedly gets deeper. You hit the alphabet city friends.
Yeah, those are the ones who've seen it all, right? Paid your bail, know your darkest secrets, seen you at your absolute worst.
But Raya said, if you were really lucky, you might find just one person who'd walk all the way to the East River with you.
The one who knows absolutely everything, has earned the right to see it all.
Yeah. And the dark twist, of course, is that the East River eventually became her metaphor for death, the end of the path.
Wow. That really highlights the danger in that kind of total intimacy. The path starts grand, gets gritty, dangerous.
Dodging needles and addicts.
And then you reach the river itself, and it's described as this slurry of sewage and plastic and medical waste. Intimacy taken to that extreme is rough.
And that roughness seems to be exactly what Liz was drawn to. Which brings us to her core issue, the one she brought into the relationship, sex and love addiction.
Right. And it's important to clarify, this isn't about healthy intimacy. She describes it as terrifying and out of control, a need for emotional highs.
Yeah, leading to self-abandonment, lying. She talks about using other people's bodies like drugs, sometimes sedatives, sometimes stimulants. The relationship was the fix.
And there are real physical stakes here, too, which the source mentions. This connection between intense grief, heartbreak, and actual physical illness.
Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, broken heart syndrome, where acute grief can literally cause the small arteries feeding the heart to get crushed.
That's incredible and terrifying.
It is. And the source points out studies showing it's 5 times more likely in women. Which makes you wonder, how many heart-related deaths in women might actually stem from these huge emotional losses, not just lifestyle factors.
A sobering thought. So, okay, Liz's addiction is love, essentially. And Raya, with all her intensity and drama, becomes the ultimate, supply.
The perfect storm. And the dynamic that forms is, unsurprisingly, classic codependency.
Yeah, Liz defines it so starkly. The utter abandonment of yourself in order to fixate upon them.
With that internal motto, you break it, we fix it. It starts out feeling amazing, right? You complete me.
But it ends with watching someone else's life unfold in horror, wondering where your own life just disappeared to.
Exactly. And this self-abandonment, this tendency, you got this massive, like, injection of fuel when Liz suddenly became wealthy after Eat, Pray, Love.
Oh, right. That unexpected success and money must have just poured gasoline on the fire.
Totally. It amplified her codependent need to control, to manage, to save everyone. Her thinking got distorted. She felt she was undeserving of the money.
So she had to get rid of it by fixing others.
Pretty much. The source describes it as almost a mania. She started hurling cash at people paying off loans, buying cars, houses. Apparently, she even walked down Main Street offering grants to businesses.
Just walking down the street offering money? Wow, how much do you need? Just ask.
Yeah. And she realized later it wasn't generosity, it was mania. It was a survival thing, tied to her need for validation, hitting this sudden wealth. She was trying to foster dependency in others.
Because that was the only way she knew how to feel valuable or safe.
Seems like it. And this desperate need for safety, for control, for someone to be morally solid, it just crashed head-on into Raya, starting to slide back into addiction.
Oh, God. Subtly at first.
Yeah, very subtly. Started drinking wine, claiming alcohol wasn't her drug, hiding it from her sober friends. Then the little signs started popping up.
Like what?
Bottles of Angostura bitters, which have alcohol in them, just appearing everywhere.
And Liz must have seen it, but
refused to accept it. Total denial. She needed Raya to be this soul of all integrity, this embodiment of trustworthiness.
so she justified it.
Her addicted brain basically told her, oh, Raya's just cooler than everyone else. The rules don't really apply to her. Classic justification.
Wow. And then things took another turn, didn't they, with Raya's diagnosis?
Yeah. Terminal pancreatic and liver cancer. A 6-month prognosis. That just shattered everything. But paradoxically, it also kicked off this period of euphoric, incredibly high-stakes romance between them.
How does that even happen? Euphoria in the face of death.
It sounds like a collision of internal and external drugs. Liz's own love drugs, oxytocin, endorphins, were surging because of the intensity, the ticking clock.
Okay.
And then they were mixing in external stuff too. Prescription weed, Xanax, mushrooms, even MDMA. Liz calls it an ecstatic, phosphorescent, dangerous time, like a final blazing rapture.
Fueled by mortality. And money, presumably.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Liz poured resources into Raya's final months. Medical bills, bucket list stuff. A Range Rover, a Rolex, designer boots, a penthouse apartment on Raya's favorite street.
Good Lord.
It was this desperate, fuck the expense attempt to transfer everything she had onto Raya, trying to buy time or stability or maybe just distract from the inevitable.
But that kind of high, that intensity, it can't last, can it? Especially with active addiction in the mix?
No, it couldn't withstand the reality. And Liz hit her absolute rock bottom. Her peak unmanageability moment.
Which was?
It was when Raya's behavior got so chaotic, so abusive, deep into cocaine, morphine, fentanyl, that Liz actually devised a plan to murder her.
Wait, what, to murder her?
Yeah, it's shocking. She stole sleeping pills, morphine.
Yeah.
Planned to score more, scratch them up to look the same, use fentanyl patches, administer a lethal dose once Raya was out.
My God, what stopped her?
Raya did. In this moment of just terrifying, dead calm sobriety, apparently she looked across the coke-covered coffee table at Liz and just said, don't you start plotting against me now, Liz?
It's chilling. Absolutely chilling. That must have just broken something.
Completely. Liz says she just collapsed, recognized the sheer depth of her own sickness. And that was the moment she finally called for help.
Which led her to 12-step programs.
Yes, for both the sex and love addiction and the codependency. Al-Anon specifically.
But the path to actually getting better wasn't smooth, right? There was an intervention.
Oh, yeah. But Liz was still operating from that place of control, She staged what she calls a janky-ass, hysteria-driven intervention.
Which went about as well as you'd expect.
Predictably disastrous.
Yeah.
Raya, apparently high, humiliated, cornered, she just lashed out with the most devastating line imaginable.
What did she say?
She told Liz, I wish we'd never gotten together.
Oof, the ultimate death blow. Liz says it ground her down till there was nothing left.
Yeah. But here's the irony. The way forward, the path out of that nothingness, it actually came from Raya herself. Or rather, the wisdom of the old sober Raya. Liz started remembering things Raya used to say years before, when counseling other people struggling with addicts. Things like, you can love an active addict, sure, but they can't love you back.
Right. Brutal, but true.
And advice like, to really face yourself, sometimes you have to burn every bridge. Leave yourself no one left to manipulate or save.
So Raya's past wisdom became Liz's roadmap for setting boundaries now.
Exactly. It gave her the framework to finally start detaching and reclaiming herself.
Which led to making amends, not just for the murder plot, I assume.
No, for everything. For her own codependency, her emotional dishonesty, making Raya her higher power, using her to regulate her own nervous system, she went into it thinking, don't go in there acting like you're any better than her.
And she confessed the murder plot. How did Raya react to that?
This is maybe the most unbelievable part. Total dark humor. Raya wasn't angry. She was apparently astonished almost. Proud. Yeah. She apparently said something like, no way, dude. That's fucking awesome. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you because you found your darkness, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow. Like a final twisted form of validation. Acknowledging Liz wasn't just the bright and shiny performer anymore.
Maybe. Like she'd finally faced her own capacity for darkness. It's a lot to unpack.
Definitely. So what did recovery look like after all that?
Slow. Non-linear. Required total isolation, basically. No romantic entanglements, no external substances. And Liz talks about these tangible gifts of recovery that emerged.
Like what?
Well, one was financial sobriety, actually stopping the constant money handouts. Her sponsor called it the rescue detox.
Rescue detox.
Yeah, forcing Liz to trust that other people could actually be okay without her constant interference and fixing.
That sounds incredibly hard given her pattern.
Oh, I'm sure. And then there was this powerful physical symbol of independence.
Let me guess, the hair.
The hair. Shaving off the duck fluff. The hair Raya used to care for. Liz realized that trying to look attractive and pleasing for others was actually undermining her own sobriety.
So the focus shifted inward.
Completely. All the focus went to caring for her inner child, who she named Lizzie. Realizing this anxious, needy part of her wasn't the problem.
But the source of creativity.
Light. Exactly. The source of all my creativity, all my light, all my curiosity and joy. And her stability now depends on her being the responsible, sober adult for that inner child.
That's a huge shift, a total redefinition of what a stable life even looks like after living in chaos for so long.
It really is, and it forces this crucial distinction, doesn't it, between feeling good, that temporary high, from drama, obsession, getting the fix, and actually feeling well.
Which is more like calm, stable, honorable.
Yeah, exactly. Calm, stable, connected, relaxed, honorable. And Liz only found that by finally accepting her own, as she calls it, fragile nature, and committing fully to her own recovery work, not looking for another person to be the crutch.
It sounds like the only way out was through facing herself completely.
Yeah. And there's this final, really profound piece that sort of reframes the whole ordeal. After Raya died, Liz got a message through a medium.
From Raya.
Supposedly. The message was, she says you are every bit as strong as you always believed she was. But you're the only one who doesn't realize that yet.
Whoa, that hits hard.
Doesn't it? The source kind of wonders, if the universe really is friendly, maybe this entire nightmare relationship was somehow perfectly engineered for Liz's growth, her next level of evolution.
Pushing her to find a strength she didn't know she had.
A strength that wasn't dependent on Raya or anyone else. The ultimate security, the final wisdom, isn't in another person. It's realizing that you yourself are inherently made of the everything.
That's a powerful place to land after such a journey. So maybe the question we leave everyone with is this. How close do you walk to your own emotional edge, in your relationships, in your life? And what would it actually take for you to stop searching outside and finally realize your own strength, that you're already made of everything you need?